Seriously, you're going to have to be patient with me in this one because I do not know where to start. I do not know where to end with that game. What just happened at Old Trafford? I'll try and give you a summary. United went 1-0 up. United conceded 1-0. 2-1 for half-time. I'll be honest, one of, if not the best halves of football you'll watch from United attack in the first half at Old Trafford this season. Deserved the lead. Come out in the second half. We got, never mind, 2-2 within 45 seconds. 6 minutes later, we've gone from 2-1 up to 3-2 down. Then we push. And I tell you what, Amorim, man, everyone throws criticism about subs and changes of formation. Hey, I don't even know what formation we started with. I don't know what it was in the 60th minute. I don't even know what it was at the end. How many different formations did we have? But the changes helped. United pushed forward, had men forward. Bruno, incredible. Cunha, yes. Go, never mind. 4-4. Ridiculous. A quite frankly ridiculous game of football. This Manchester United attack is easily good enough to get Manchester United into the Champions League next season. This Man United defence, however, is not. I don't know. It doesn't matter who's playing. Doesn't matter who's playing where. It really kind of felt like United out of possession had a real four at the back shape in the first half. Dalot was definitely holding his width, and so was Yoro. Oh my God. I love and I hate watching his team. It's kind of what it's been like all season. The pendulum swings are nuts. We had the lead 3 times. We score 4 goals. And we don't win at Old Trafford. That is a game where, look, again, from a criticism perspective, we'll speak about individual performances, right? But so much is said about how United approach games in the second halves. And we have what? Šeško and Mbeumo up front at one point with Cunha, maybe Mount out as the wide men. And we had Kobe alongside Bruno. Kobe on in the 60th minute. United went forward. The reason that Cunha got his goal, by the way, I'm so pissed off that he got that moment taken away from him, that winner at Old Trafford in front of the Stretford end. But the reason that we had bodies there is because we were throwing bodies forward. It was a bit of a fortunate drop to him, but mate, come on, man. How can you go and score 4 and not win a game of football? The timings on those goals, hey, jeez, man. That felt like Old Trafford in the first half. It felt like watching United at Old Trafford. We were aggressive. We were impressive. We were bearing down on them. All of the attack. Mount and Mbeumo. Cunha. Who was the other one? Ahmad. All made a massive, massive difference. I do not know what, I genuinely feel dead sorry for him to get that moment taken away. But I don't know how this United team really is going to look without Ahmad. It might be a bit of a strange thing to say, but I feel like I'm going to miss Ahmad more than I'm going to miss Mbeumo. I think with Cunha tonight, Cunha doesn't need a goal to have an influence on this United team, but he got the goal and he had the influence. But it's just, I'm going to go back to it again. That's just straight up bedlam. Old Trafford, you heard how loud they were when Kobe came on, and I just think from that, it wasn't just because Kobe came on, but from those subs, United just pushed, squeezed, forced. Bruno, a world-class moment. That was the injection that United team needed after conceding 2 early in the second half. They were shell-shocked. To come out in the second half, it's not the first time that we've done that. Who was it against? Nottingham Forest, I think it was, away. Where we went into half-time leading, wasn't it? And then conceded 2 early. I think it was that. I don't know whether I'm just completely made that up. But it's 4-4. I don't think that's going to be a game where there's going to be huge scrutiny of the system or the subs or this or that. It was ultimately a Manchester United team who did more than enough in that first half to go in ahead. And we are only ahead because Casemiro knocked it into the back post. Set pieces are so important for us this season. Set pieces are just important in the Premier League. Nor will anyone be annoyed at the fact that United, when we went 3-2, of course we're going to be annoyed at the fact that we went 3-2 down. That's just ridiculous. The first one, Yoro was slightly deeper, good ball through. The second man, it felt like Senny could have done better. I think Gary pointed it out in the commentary on the game about the fact that he jumped just before, so he couldn't put his weight down, so he couldn't get across in time. But it was a great save from Brooks right at the end. Oh, God, I swear to God, if that had gone in. But yeah, it doesn't really feel like it's going to be a game where there's going to be a huge amount of scrutiny about the system, the subs, the changes, Amorim, this and that. It's just like United did way, way, way more than enough to win that game of football. And we also did way more than enough to lose a game of football. Defensively, what's the solution? In fact, no, it's not almost hilarious. It just is hilarious for a system that is largely with a 3 at the back or a 5 at the back system. How many bloody goals we concede? How we cannot see out a game of football? This team is just it almost feels like immature in that sense. Like, they play how I felt as a fan. And that emotional connection, sometimes as players, you've got to be able to step back. It's easier for me to say that. But like the game, I was swept away with that game. I was swept away with just to go from 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 3-2, 4-3 United, 4-4, could have been 5-4 Bournemouth, could have been 5-5 United. Nah, didn't really have a chance towards the end there. You know what pissed me off during the game, man? Like, I'm sorry. In fact, I'm not sorry. It's just a red card. Like, it's just a red card. Semenyo, fair enough to be angry, because there's something that Harry Kane always used to do, like backs into defenders, force the defenders to go over. It's a bit dangerous. Yellow card for Delo. You ran over to him, fella. You shoved your hand around his neck. I mean, it's a clear red card. You see Casemiro on the other side there. But hey, United against 10 men at Old Trafford doesn't exactly guarantee a win there. That may have been the same result as, West Ham? But find me a United fan that's walking out of that stadium the exact same feeling-wise as they did after West Ham. United went for it. United had it. United got the comeback. But this bloody team cannot see out a game of football. So many positives to take from how we went forward, so many negatives to take from how we defended. It kind of feels like that's, well, when you spend all the money in your transfer market on attackers, you're probably going to be better at attacking. You're probably not going to be better at defending. That's what it is. Amorim made some changes today, and I tell you what, more are probably going to be coming against Villa, against Newcastle, and against Wolves when Mbeumo and Ahmad are gone for AFCON. At various points in that game, we had a 4 at the back system. I'm going to have to look at it after to try and pick out exactly when and how and who and how it was different, but it felt different. Old Trafford felt a bit different. But ultimately, we conceded 4 goals. When you concede 4 goals, you're very unlikely to win a game of football, even if you've got Cunha and Mount and Bruno doing that. A wild game. A wild game. There's no other way to describe it.